One really cool thing I liked, and this is just an aside, I like that little vulture creature that's on Jakku just picking at that metal.
Oh, yeah, that stupid
like,
bird.
Just little tiny things like that. It was like, they got it. They got Star Wars.
Yeah.
There was that one scene where he's raging when she escapes his interrogation chamber, and the stormtroopers come around the corner, and they see that, and they're just like...
They just turn around
and
go.
Like, let's get the fuck out of here. That was perfect. Another little thing I wanted to point out is, have TIE fighters always been 2 men?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, because we've only ever seen one. And in the pursuit, we only ever saw one attacking.
And if you'll notice, in the chase sequence after Finn rescues Poe, the TIE fighter that they were in, Finn was firing backwards.
It's kind of like the Hoth speeder, Rebel speeder, where they're looking backwards and stuff. I'm just saying, like,
I've never
that was interesting.
Like in the
are the TIE fighters bigger than
episodes 1 through 6? You never saw a TIE fighter fire backwards. It was always forward firing, single man fighters.
I also liked. I mean, it was very quick, but as opposed to the Falcon and the very like rudimentary like controls and stuff, the TIE fighter had like heads-up display holograms on his windshield, which we had never seen like that on a fighter.
Yeah.
So I appreciated the advancement in technology.
The closest thing that we had seen before that was probably in Darth Vader's cockpit when he was turning that little screw thing facing up towards him, and then like a little shot of the console. Yeah. But we never actually really saw out.
I just thought that stuff was interesting, and I'm kind of just going through my list here.
One thing I thought about was cool was we heard rumors that Daniel Craig was in it and played a stormtrooper. Well, they revealed recently which stormtrooper he was playing, and he was playing the one who was mind tricked by Rey.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really.
That's his voice too.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I recognized it, but I couldn't place it.
I couldn't recognize it at all. I whenever I heard it, I thought like that's a pretty good stormtrooper voice.
Yeah, I mean he didn't have the Scottish or British accent or whatever one that he puts on, but
that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Did you guys notice that they left some patented George Lucas wipe transitions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Lucas is known, and then sometimes infamously known as having these crazy wipes in Star Wars, and they had one at one point that like went into like a 9 shape.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm so happy they did that.
There was
one that is Star Wars.
Can't remember exactly after what scene it was, but I think it was when Rey was with that old woman like scrubbing the parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was like steam coming up out of like a pot or something, and it wiped into the steam. I thought that was kind of cool.
I mean, those transitional wipes, I mean, if you don't look for them, sometimes you don't notice them. Episode 3 had a crazy one where it like wiped into like 6 points on the screen. Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's a little much.
Oh, I remember.
But
I remember episode 1.
But this movie definitely kept him in. I was really, really happy with that.
I felt a little warm, fuzzy feeling when I saw
liked
that.
how when, Rey was talking about the Force, or Finn, and he was just talking to Han about it. We can use the Force. Like he was just there to get Rey. That's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
You think that was Han playing off the fact that like you either have the Force or you don't?
Well, it is. I mean, it kind of goes back to episode 4. When you first watch that movie, you kind of think like, oh, anybody could use the Force. Luke just happens to know about it and has it very well, because all the Rebel pilots say, may the Force be with you, and all that stuff. It's just a thing that anybody could do. You just have to learn how to do it. It's like magic, But that's not the case. But I like that they kind of kept that idea in there.
Yeah, I like that they had that misunderstanding in there. It's like, oh, if we believe hard enough, we can use it for our advantage.
It's kind of a bummer because I kind of want Finn. I wanted him to be that.
Well, we don't know that he's not Force sensitive.
I don't know. They didn't leave any parts of saying that he was Force sensitive.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think that if they would have done it, they would have put something in there.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because that's actually established in 5 or 6. That's a family thing.
Well, no, not necessarily. In 6, all it says is that the Force is strong in my family. The thing about that, Shane, is that like, if everybody can use the Force, then of course your kids will be able to use the Force. It just means that your kids will be especially powerful with it. But the idea back then was that if anybody can do it, like if Wedge Antilles tried hard enough, he could use the Force too.
Yeah,
which would be cool.
So that misconception, which was corrected in the prequel trilogy with midichlorians and the idea that it's specific offspring, genetic, and then sometimes it just happens. You know, but I like that they put that misconception in Finn and had it corrected by Han Solo, the guy that dismissed the Force in Episode 4.
Yeah.
You know, that was a really cool moment, and it was funny and Chewie just like, you know,
and to hear Han, who was once a skeptic, now a believer, that was a good scene. Yeah. He said it's real, it's all real, you know?
Well, he always said that he'd have to see it to believe it, and he's only ever believed in things that he can see.
I don't know how I believe what I saw. What the hell happened to the crashed TIE fighter? It just sank into the desert.
Yeah,
was it a monster?
No.
It was the quicksand?
No, it was the quicksand that Rey was talking about to BB-8. You know, if you go that direction, it's town. If you go that direction, then it's the
sand stuff you'll sink in.
The dune swarm or whatever she called it.
Okay.
The dune pits or something.
All right, I did not make that connection, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, but I know you're saying because it made a weird noise, but I think it's just some metal bending and stuff.
Okay, because I thought it was going to, like, the cloud was going to go up and it was going to be some kind of, like, and
if
Sarlacc's there or something. I'm like,
yeah, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what that was. What's a portion?
A portion?
Yeah, Rey was turning things in for portions.
Food.
Is it just food?
I think it's like...
It can be food.
Is that stuff that turns into, like, a muffin?
No, that was like a powder.
Wasn't that what she was getting?
Yeah, it was. Wasn't it?
No, the little green packets, I thought they were like...
They were like, here's a fourth of a portion, is what the first thing that she got.
Yeah, like...
Is that food? Or I thought at first it was like some kind of money. But then, like, she took it out and... I don't know if it was that, but then she, like, put water in the pan and then put that stuff in there and heated it up and it turned into a muffin.
Yeah.
A green muffin.
Which is pretty cool.
It was cool, but I was wondering, is that what they meant as a portion, or was that something separate? Or is a portion like $1? Here's a $0.25, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it definitely seemed in that area to be
currency.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whether it was rations or...
like when she had, like
that.
Here are 60 portions. I'm missing a lot of muffins.
That's a lot of muffins.
A lot of muffins.
I noticed later, like when she was putting on the blast helmet, she was eating something that was roughly triangular and green of the same thickness. I don't know whether that was it. Like it was a candy bar or something like that. I don't know.
I thought it was a cool concept to have in there. It seemed sometimes like they focus on that and they don't focus on what the fuck the New Republic's up to. I'm like, damn it.
Something that was interesting to me. When the guy offered her 60 portions for her BB-8, why didn't she take it?
Because BB-8 was like, no.
I think it became her friend.
Well, I think she had other friends, but I think she kept it for.
I'll tell you what it is. BB-8 was told to wait here and I'll come get you, and then she was told the same thing, and then she was like, "Nah, I can't do that because what someone did to me."
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was. Is because she was lonely and she recognized a little bit of herself in it and pity.
Yeah,
yeah.
When this moment where Rey is just running at Finn. Like, after
so
BB-8's like, he took his jacket!
And her teeth are
like, get that motherfucker! And she's like, running, he's like, oh! He starts running from her.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That was pretty
That was so good.
I love how he was like, oh my gosh, I gotta help her.
Yeah.
And she's getting beat up by those guys, and then he
just shit out of him.
And then he was like looking around to see if anybody else noticed, if anybody was gonna do anything. And he was like, oh, cool. And then he just...
We've seen through a lot of the Astromotech-like droids like R2 and then Chopper from Clone Wars. They have like these things that can lift them, like these propellers, right? And I kept thinking like BB-8 have some kind of thing like that. We found out that he had tethers.
Yeah.
He like shot out tethers.
Yeah.
And that's how he moved up and down. I thought that was interesting. He's like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was really
that
cool.
was pretty freaking cool.
I really liked that part.
I think that makes a lot more sense for his build.
Yeah.
And thrusters.
Do you remember when BB-8 like he had a lighter and he did like a thumbs up?
He did a thumbs up. I was just gonna say that's my favorite part of BB-8 is they're all like this and he's like. That was so funny.
It's the only thing that comes out and then up.
Absolutely.
I like that.
The humor and the timing of the humor in this was really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, now, another thing that I noticed. Calvin, I don't know if you noticed this. Chan, I think you did. We saw a Seeker remote on the Falcon. The little thing that is firing energy at Luke and Thor.
Yep.
He's like, I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
I told Aaron. And he was like, "Oh, cool! I didn't see that."
Yeah.
My wife actually recognized that right away.
Yeah. Another really thing I enjoyed was we had a new cantina scene.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that music kind of stood out to me a little bit.
Yeah, well, it did, but I could tell it wasn't John Williams. It was somebody else that had done that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just pointing out stuff that I just really liked that was kind of small and not noticeable. Like, or not noticeable. Like, just small and, like, doesn't really affect anything else, but was fun.
Yeah.
Han's no-look shoot at a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed that so much.
What's one of your favorite lines in the movie?
I honestly can't remember. Probably Ben.
Ben would probably be mine.
Was talking to Maximon Saito, and he's like, "I will show you the dark side."
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty freaking cool.
The scene where Kylo I'm trying to think of what affected me when Kylo revealed that he was Han Solo's son. You know, I kind of figured that was the case, but just it didn't rob me of the impact of when he said it.
Yeah. I knew that it was him when Han was talking about the reason why Luke went away.
Mm-hmm.
It's because one of his students turned against him.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew that was him at that point.
Well, when he was talking right then about it, I kind of figured that too.
Because I could tell in Harrison Ford's face that there was a lot of hurt and a little bit of regret.
Yeah.
I mean, and look no further at his face than when he sees Kylo for the first time in the ruins of Maz's temple.
Yeah.
Like, when he sees him from afar, he looks like he's in such pain, and he can't tell anybody, you know? And
he can't do anything.
Yeah, that was crazy. That really affected me. Another real moment that I just loved was terrible things are happening because the Empire's attacking the ruin of the temple or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just see in the distance this mist over the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the resistance is coming.
Yeah.
And you see those X-Wings come, like...
It's like, what, 12 of them?
There's such a special moment. Like, just when I saw that mist, and I'm like, oh...
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh! You know?
Everybody...
That was such a special moment for me.
Yeah, everybody knew that was the scene from the trailer and everything, but
Yeah.
still, it was...
Just seeing it back there. Maz Amata saying that she had a crush on Chewie.
Yeah.
That was funny.
The fact that she's freaking 1,000
She's
years
1,000 years old. She's 100 years older than Yoda.
Yeah.
You know?
When Yoda died.
That's weird to think about. And she's a Force user, apparently.
Yeah.
I thought she said she didn't have the Force.
She says she does. She said she wasn't a Jedi or a Sith.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't. She didn't say she was. She said she was not a Jedi, but she knew the Force well.
I slightly felt like that voice coming out of that character was kind of weird.
Kinda.
A little bit.
I probably would have preferred a little bit more. I don't really say this, but old Chinese woman kind of voice coming out of that character.
Yeah.
But
it didn't bother
I think
me.
I think it served well.
It was Lupita Nyong'o, I think, the Oscar winner, the black girl from 12 Years a Slave, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Han Solo at 2 different points in this movie used a light speed trick. He shot light speed from the freighter that they were in at the Falcon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like from inside the ship, they went to light speed. And then when they were arriving at Starkiller Base, they went from light speed to inside the atmosphere, which that has to be impossible, but I guess it's Han Solo.
It's impossible.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're talking about a fictional universe, but it stretches my belief sometimes.
Even if you could achieve light speed, the amount of time that you would have
to stop,
to decelerate after going through...
I mean, it's magic space flight is what it is, pretty much. But I like the fact that, like, Han had some special tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
But I thought you could have thought of more broader things than just 2 lightspeed gags. Yeah. You know? If you're going to have gags, have them in the lightsaber fight.
Yeah.
Well, they had the tree falling down.
Yeah, I guess. Poe was called Black Leader, so he was the head of Black Squad, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, so there's like Red Leader and 4, and this was Black
Yellow Leader.
And he has a black X-Wing. That shot where he's just mowing down folks, and then it moves over here, and then he mows him down again, and then he moves over here, and he mows him down again, and then it moves over here, and he does it again, and
it's showing Finn in the foreground.
And Finn is like, "Woo! That's a good pilot."
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I
wish Aaron was
here
to talk about it, but
because I think he shot down 8 TIE fighters in that one shot as Finn was running.
It's TIE fighters, yes, and it's stormtroopers too.
Yeah, he's shooting stormtroopers on the ground. And, and Poe shot 2 stormtroopers on either side of Finn and Chewie.
Yeah.
While they were stormtroopers and Han and Finn to put together.
Poe is an interesting character because he seems to have 0 flaws, and he's perfect. When he gets in the X-wing, he's like untouchable. I never felt any danger for him, and he saves the day.
Yeah,
you know, which don't get me wrong, I like. He's like Wedge Antilles, which I love Wedge.
Yeah,
you know, and I love Poe. The only thing that bad didn't work out for him is that he got tortured. You know.
Yeah.
Which was
but he escaped
scenes.
inexplicably.
I thought it was strange and interesting that we got 2 torture scenes, but I guess one sets up the next one.
Yeah.
With it not working. But did you guys notice that Rey ended up wearing Finn's coat at the end when they were walking around in the snow, like before Han dies? She's like going in trying to shut off shields and stuff. He gave her his coat.
I did not.
Did you guys notice that?
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
He's just wearing his black shirt underneath, and then she's wearing his coat. And
So
I was like, aw.
They
kind of they seeded a little bit of romantic tension between those two.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, buddy,
Yeah.
Like run! You look cold." You know. Kylo's helmet is extremely heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems
Thunk.
to be.
It was so heavy, right?
Whether he slammed it down, and
Yeah.
did you notice what he put it down in?
Like stones.
It was
Sand.
ash.
Was it ash?
Yeah,
Like Vader's ashes.
I think so.
Really? Was it ash? I thought it was like little pebbles, but maybe it was.
I thought it was like sand or something. Yes, ash makes sense.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he like took Vader's ashes and he like anoints his helmet with it and shoo. Oh, give me chills. Damn it, Calvin. Damn it!
That's what I.
Should have went with Aaron to see it again.
Okay, that's what I first.
No,
thought
I should have
when
went with
it
Aaron to see it again, so I can watch that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Let's go ahead and move on.